Okay, I'm going to call the meeting to order. Who's the person on the screen that's picture?
That's Jacob. He's our staff representative for today.
Okay, welcome, Jacob. Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. We'll have our land acknowledgement. Justin, will you do honors, please?
Yep. The city of Thorold is situated on treaty land. This land is steeped in the rich history of the First Nations, such as the Hanawanarak, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe, including the Mississauga of the Credit First Nation. There are many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people from across Turtle Island that live and work in Niagara today. The city of Thorold stands with all Indigenous people, past and present, in promoting the wise stewardship of the land on which we live.
Thank you very much. Declaration of interest, anybody have anything? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. Adoption of the agenda, can I have a mover and a seconder? Joey's gonna move, we'll do Leslie seconder. Any questions, comments? All in favor? That's carried, okay. Adoption of the minutes, mover and a seconder. Brenda, and okay, and Leslie, will you move it?
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay, all in favor? Passed, okay. Correspondence, we don't have any. Business Senior of the Year Awards held on June 21st, 2023. Any comments on that? I thought it was a very successful event. Any comments by anybody who was there, or we just have, was it okay? Oh, Councillor
Yeah.
O'Hara? Councillor O'Hara? Oh, you're on mute. Yeah, okay.
Yes, yes, thank you, Madam Chair. No, just one comment. I don't know if you remember, there was a little bit of an issue with the microphone. So if in future events, there's just a dry run either the evening before or maybe 20 minutes before the event.
I don't think we had a problem with the microphone for the Senior of the Year Awards. We had the problem with the microphone with for the other event that we had at at the center. Yeah, the one where we had the various speakers. And I'll tell you one thing: if I ever have another event, I will hire somebody to make sure that somebody's manning the speaker, because we had people lined up and things changed, and I will pay from our budget to have someone there.
Good idea. Thank you.
Okay, Leslie?
One of the problems there was a problem with the microphone. One of the problems is every time they use the microphone, they take the batteries back out, but they're put in the same drawer. So what we figure is that what's happening was that they would get one good one and one that was almost no good anymore. And the mic periodically wouldn't work. So Alan was suggesting they need 2 boxes, one for the ones that have been used and one for the ones that are new. And starting a ceremony like the ones you run, Jean, probably best to put new ones in each time.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. If there was I don't remember problems with the microphone at that event, but if there was, those are good things to know. Okay, so we'll note all of those comments on the microphones. Thank you. Okay, New Horizons grant. Okay, so with the New Horizons grant, we're supporting the Info Fair, which has happened in the Pumpkin Fest, with $150. And we've sent an invoice to the city to pay for that. That'll help with both of those events that are upcoming from our budget. So I think we mentioned this before, but and if you don't get the invoice, if you don't get the check pretty soon, can you please let me know, Brenda, and I'll follow up. because there's a lot of stuff happening at City Hall. The info fair, for those, did any comments on the info fair, good or bad? Okay, Councillor O'Hare?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I thought it was wonderful. I wasn't set up at a table. I attended and spoke to many of the vendors who were very pleased with the event. I thought the turnout was good, and it was a lot of useful information. So well done to all the organizers.
Okay, and I think the senior center and Brenda, under her leadership, have to take a big gratitude for doing that.
Absolutely.
And the
Yeah,
part
thank you.
and the partnerships are important that we are developing, both with the senior center, the library, the TCAG. The Pumpkin Fair is also a multi-generational event, and there are a lot of kids, believe it or not, who come with their grandparents. So it should be a really good event. Okay, the swim and the movie night, for those of you who were there, I think went really well. We had no costs this year because the grant took care of the popcorn machine. We didn't have to rent a screen because we did it inside at the TCAG. The swim, there was about 90 people, and I think the movie night there was about 70. And some of the kids that were there were just so adorable. I think it's a good thing. I think it's better that we did it inside if the TCAG continues to cooperate with us. It was better that we did it inside and maybe start the movie at 7, because a lot of the kids were younger that came, and a lot of families that came. It was truly a multi-generational event. So hopefully we can do it again next year, and the TCAG will partner with us, and then we don't have to rent the screen, etc. We may have to pay for the popcorn machine and the popcorn and that, but it was much reduced cost, so we've saved a lot of money doing that this year that way. And it's minimal work too. I don't know, any comments on the movie night and swim? Okay. Okay, these are upcoming events that, because we have a money for partnering, and I'm not going to ask for motions right now. I'll do it at the next meeting and maybe have some costs for these that we can contribute, but for some things for us to consider. And if there's other things for us to consider for the rest of the year, at the next meeting, I would really appreciate your comments of things that we may be able to support. But some of the things that we might be able to consider under our partnershiping funding is Cooking for One. We're going to do a Cooking for One course at the senior center. And also what's going to evolve from this Cooking for One course is going to be an in-house cookbook that we might, if it's available for Christmas, I'm not going to promise, but it might be available for Christmas, and we would sell it at some nominal fee and decide what to do with the funds, if they go to the center, if we whatever. But I would like us to consider that at our next meeting, Cooking for One. The other thing that I'd really, and the cookbook, obviously we don't know what the cost yet for the cookbook is, but supporting the cookbook would be another thing I'd like us to see, to consider. Another one would be, a lot of the seniors like to get out and they don't have the means to go see the Festival of Lights. So I was thinking maybe with our money and possibly asking New Horizons, and maybe even the senior center could throw a bit, that we could hire a bus. And there's a lot of interest in this, but the seniors don't want to pay $21 for a bus. So if it was subsidized and we could charge like $5 for members and $7 or $8 for non-members, like family members and friends, then we would probably get a participation for this. So it'd be subsidizing the bus so that maybe they can go to Betty's on the bus, have supper, they would pay for their own supper, and then the bus would do a tour of Niagara Falls and show them the Festival of Lights. It would be just a nice it'd be part of socialization. The rack cards, which I've been talking about forever, I finally got feedback from our communications person. She's she's been very good to us. Megan's been very good to us, but she's been busy. So she finally gave me comments last week, and I really haven't had a chance to digest them. So I will have something for the next meeting, or I'll send you a draft in between this meeting and next. We won't, if we're going to print them, we will not do more than 1,000 copies that we have budgeted for, because there may be some changes coming in the future. So we'll just do the 1,000, and if it's just to show you the changes and we get them before the next meeting, I'll send it out. And if it's within our budget, we'll just get them printed before the next meeting. Or if not, I'll bring it to the next meeting. And I'll let you all comment on all of these after. And we're still looking, we always give out some kind of novelty item at Christmas at the senior center. We've given up openers so you can open up a jar better. We've given up shoe bags. We did a grabber thing to pick up things off the floor. They've all gone really well. And if anybody's got a suggestion for what the novelty item would be this year, I'm at a loss. I really would appreciate any feedback. So now that I've made comments on all of those things, I'd appreciate any feedback from you. Are these good initiatives, and are there other things we should consider and confirm for our next meeting? And do you have a novelty item? Councillor O'Hare.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I love the idea of subsidizing the bus event for the Festival of Lights. I think that's brilliant. So I hope that we can pursue that and make that happen. It's a great idea. The comment on the novelty item, maybe perhaps, I don't know if this is novel enough, but perhaps a small pocketbook size crossword Sudoku word search game book might be an option. But that just came to me right now. So just, I don't know if that's novel enough, but that's my suggestion.
That's a good suggestion. If there's any others now or later, email me. If you have them now, let me know. Any other comments on any other we might be able to do a couple things. The word search game book or some adult coloring books also. We might be able to combine it. That's a possibility. Okay. So email me. What about the events that we're thinking of supporting? And does anybody else have any other events that we might consider? Please let us know for the next meeting, because we'll definitely have to get on board on some of this stuff. Councillor O'Hare?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. I'm just wanted to ask for my own information regarding 7.5, Cooking for One. Is that going to be at the senior center, and will that be an actual physical demonstration? So we'll have a hot plate or something going on so we can see Cooking for One up close?
I'm going to let Brenda answer that question, because I think she's actually now got someone to do it.
Yes, we have Lynn O'Grislow, who's written a number of cookbooks in the area, very well known to the Niagara region. She will be doing our program, and it's already filled. It starts tomorrow, and there are 10 people in the class, and it goes from 11 till 12:30. So it's a book class. We're ready to roll.
And it's actually cooking, and they'll get to eat the food and everything.
They cook it, they eat it. They discuss how good the food is, how nutritious the food is. So they do a lot within that cooking class. And there'll be something different for the 5 sessions.
Brilliant, great.
And after the 5 sessions, could it be run again so 10 other people can do it?
Absolutely, absolutely. We'd like to continue it right through if we could.
Okay, so more people can, so I guess the 10 is to keep it so everybody can see and participate in the cooking class, and then enjoy the food. I took a cooking class at Niagara College, not that I really learned much, but it was really nice. We even got to take home some of the food afterwards. It's important, these kinds of things are important, because as we get older, especially when we are alone, we tend not to cook, and nutrition becomes an issue for older adults. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so those are some of the upcoming things. I'd really appreciate any other comments. Okay, the font size. This is our outstanding items. And Justin, this is an outstanding item that we passed a motion on February 17, 2023, and we were supposed to get a report on it. And do you have an update, or if not, can you get an update for us definitely for the next meeting?
Yep. Thank you, Madam Chair. I tried to get an update for this meeting, and I did not get a response, unfortunately.
Okay. So nothing's changed. Okay, but you'll keep on trying, right?
I'll do my best.
Okay, thank you. Believe it or not, even though we don't seem to have an official policy, if you look around, there are bigger font size signs at even major intersections. If you look at Pine Street and Richmond Street, there are the old little signs that you couldn't even see. They were like 6 or 7 inches. I have no idea how big they were. And now there's big ones, you know, and we're starting to see some of them at some of the major intersections. Now, I don't know if that's a regional road, that intersection, Pine and Richmond Street, and it's because that's regional policy that we're seeing some of these bigger signs. Or if that's Thorold doing things without doing it anyway. So we'll leave it up to you good luck. Okay, the Christmas luncheon is December 7th, and usually our committee sponsors some kind of a speaker for that event, or help if there's any suggestions by anyone who the speaker might be, or what might, like we sponsored a comedian last year, and he was really good. I don't know if you were there. Were you there last year, Brenda? Yeah, and he was really good. And he was light, and he was fun. It was kind of Christmassy. If anybody has any suggestions, that we've got to pin down pretty soon, because you usually do have a speaker. Or somebody interesting, that's a little bit fun. Okay, long-term care initiative and Thorold survey. I'm going to send you, we have a survey that we did when we first started this committee 9 years ago. Seems like yesterday. And also we have kind of the updated volunteer survey. So we have 2. I'm going to send those out to everyone. And so you can have a look at them. They're long, so you can have a look at them for the next meeting. They've put a call letter out to get some new committees, new members on our committee, on all the committees that had vacancies. They put a call letter the city put a call letter to try to get new members on committees that had vacancies. And I know for sure one person has approached me and intended to put her name forward. So through this process, we may be getting a few new members. So I think I'll get the documents to you, and you can have a look at them for the next month. And then our new members, hopefully we'll have them at our committee for the next month. It has to be approved by council, obviously. And that would be the time, I think, to talk about these initiatives once we get all of us together, and to give you probably a month to look at these documents. So is that okay with that one? Any questions or comments on that? Okay. And the last one is, at this meeting, I would like us to strike up a little group, a Senior of the Year working group. And or else I'll want your opinion on if this is a good idea. If you don't like it, obviously we're not going to do it. We have a lot of awards. Well, not a lot. We have awards that are given to Seniors of the Year. So we have 2 of them every year. And there are other awards that the municipality is asked to provide names of seniors who have contributed to the community. And it's always a scramble. Like, you know, we're always doing it at the last minute. So one of the things that I thought that this committee could do would be look at a number of people in the municipality who would be worthy, who have done a lot for the municipality and would be worthy of the senior recognition awards, and to actually start up a profile of these people and have them. So when these awards come up, we would obviously solicit we would also solicit from the public for names, but at least we would have an inventory and we'd have some background information on these seniors. We have a lot of seniors in Thorold who have volunteered for years and years and years. And as I said, we're always scrambling at the last minute. So does anybody think a Senior of the Year Awards working group or would be a good idea, and try to come up with names and profiles of various people in our community that have contributed to our community? Or do you think we don't need that? I'm open to whatever your suggestion is.
Okay.
Leslie?
Okay.
Leslie?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I'm not sure if this would work, but my suggestion would be that a lot of the different groups that have been around for a long time have a couple of members that have that history. Would we be able to bring them onto the committee as at-large advisors? Because we might get more from them than just the people we know right now.
I'm open for suggestions.
Okay.
Like maybe a couple of people from this committee and a couple of outside people who know the community well.
Yeah, and you'll get interest in the committee as well, if you expand it there. But I know we're looking for the history people, just because I haven't been president for long enough to know who some of these people are. And you're right, they volunteered for years and years. Lots of people, and we just don't know who they are.
Yeah, if we do decide this little working group is a good idea, maybe it would be to invite some people like the TAA or Historical Society, to just, if not part of the working group, just to a meeting and saying, we're doing this. Can you suggest some people?
Yeah, definitely.
So do you like the idea of getting a little working group going? And it would be very informal. Any comments? Marilyn, do you have anything? We can't hear you.
Sorry, I think a working group would be good, because maybe there's just not enough of us, and we're each limited to the people we know instead of the wider area. There's people, seniors, all sorts of people who do all sorts of volunteer work, and there is no way of recognition because they don't want it, they don't ask for it, and committees don't know about them.
Yeah. Brenda?
Even something like inviting the manager of Meals on Wheels. They're seeing people in their community, and you get to talk to those people and maybe pick up some history of what they did in the past. I just think it's an excellent idea of bolstering this committee's work, but also doing what Jean's suggesting, expanding our worldview of who are seniors that we should be giving awards to.
The other thing is, if we have a lot of people that could be recognized, maybe we can even expand our Seniors of the Year award. Instead of 2 people, maybe we could come under different categories and have 2 or 3 people, or 3 or 4 people.
Yeah.
Brenda?
I agree with you 100%. We should have, a number of people. Could we send out notices to the heads of all the committees to see if they would be interested as well?
Well, why don't we, I don't know, what I'm hearing is, there seems to be support. Am I hearing that for this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And why don't we see who wants to be on this little subcommittee, and then the subcommittee can decide what the outreach might be.
I agree.
Is that a way forward?
Yeah.
So if you're interested in being on this little subcommittee, you can declare it now, or you can let me know between now and the next meeting, and we'll formalize the committee by the next meeting.
I'm interested.
Leslie's interested, okay?
So am I. Brenda?
Don't tell my husband.
Yeah, don't tell your husband.
Yeah. He told me no more hats.
Okay. If anybody else wants to be on it, you're welcome, okay? We'll send little informal notices of when we have the meeting, so if anybody else wants to join in. Like, we're going to be informal. It's not going to be really formal. We're going to be informal. So it looks like Leslie, Brenda, and myself to start out with, and anybody wants to hop on board, you're welcome. Okay, that's it. Okay, I'm going to do round table. I'm going to start with Councillor O'Hare.
Oh, pick on me, right.
I'm not picking on you. Got to go
I know.
sooner or later.
I actually don't have anything to add.
Okay.
Thank you.
Leslie?
Saturday is the Thorold Garden Club award ceremony. So we award people that entered our Rose and Flower Show. We also ran the second annual garden contest in Thorold, and those winners will be announced and at this event. It's Saturday at 6:30 at the Senior Center, refreshments, and we will have a speaker, Joe, how do you pronounce his last name, Tim?
Petrula?
Yeah, I always look at it and I sound it out so I spell it right, but I know that's not how you say it. Anyway, he's going to come. I've asked him to highlight what the newest committee on council is all about, interested in, because I think that the topics that they're interested in this year are topics that the public are interested in, but they don't probably know there's a new committee on council. So he's going to speak to that, explain what it is, what we're interested in, like trees and boulevard planting, and various other things. And then he's also going to give a short history of how he became the Wee Bee house maker, and how that took off. He had the right timing, the right idea. And we had him here during the summer at a garden party, and it was fascinating. So everybody's invited. It should be an enjoyable evening.
It's 6:30 p.m., not 6:30 a.m., right, Leslie?
Does that come in the morning too, Jane? The only time I ever see that is when I'm on my way to bed. So no, 6:30 in the evening. And there were some mistakes in a couple of things that were sent out. And it said 7 and 7:30, but it's 6:30. I figure we'll start by 7 once we get everyone in and ready to go. But it should be interesting, and we're awarding people and volunteers that take care of gardens and make Thorold beautiful.
Okay. The next person I can see is Jacob. Jacob, do you want to say anything?
Thank you. I have nothing specific to add.
Okay. All right, Marilyn?
No, nothing new.
Okay, Joey? Okay.
I
I just like
have
to, s-
one more thing,
Oh,
Jean.
okay,
We're running a trivia with, partnering with the senior center that will be October 21st, which is Saturday. And there are tickets available. The tables will hold 8 people each. It's all about selling the tickets. It's a fundraiser for both the senior center and Thorough Garden Club. So please consider that. Coming out, having a good time, and helping support community groups.
okay. Good.
you beat me to it. That's what I was going to say as well, Leslie, trivia night. Get everybody to come out for trivia night. Tickets are available.
So trivia night is what day?
It's Saturday, no,
October 21st.
21st,
October 21st at what time?
7 o'clock.
Okay, just so we have it in our minutes. And the Pumpkin Fest is,
That starts at 11, goes to 3.
and what day is that?
That's October 21st.
Okay, so we can have those 2 dates in the minutes, please?
Hold on. Let me just clarify that.
Okay, and while Brenda's just clarifying that, Justin, welcome. Justin is replacing Sydney, and it's our first meeting. Hopefully we haven't scared him off and he'll come to our second meeting. Any comments, Justin?
No, not right now.
Okay, thank you for your support.
Okay, the Pumpkin Festival is from 10 to 3 on October the 14th.
Okay, and that is a multi-generational event. Okay, our next meeting, Justin, do you have it? Or not, I
Yep,
forget.
it is October 19th.
October 19th at 1:30, and we'll have the same format. We'll offer you virtual or in person, okay? We'll keep on doing this unless you guys want something different. It seems to work best, this hybrid model. Okay, and I have an emotion for adjournment, please. Who wants to? Marilyn, sorry, and a seconder. Leslie, any objections to adjourning? As I see none. All in favor? Okay, that's carried. Okay, we'll see you at the next meeting. If there's anything, again, suggestions for events, other suggestions for novelty items, just email me. Thank you. Have a good
Thank
week.
you.
Enjoy Great